Hey, I'm Lauren Tusignant. I'm the editor-in-chief of Jezebel, and I'm here at the Jezebel and Pace Magazine interview house at High Noon in Austin, Texas. And I am here with Olivia Allen and Rachel Bilson of the Broad Ideas podcast. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thanks for being here. So your podcast is about sex, mental health, and ghosts.
I don't know how we landed on that, but in a nutshell, yes.
Okay.
But it's not.
But it's not.
But it's not. That just like gives an idea of all the different areas we cover. Kind of like how we were talking about before, when you have a best friend and you're like, oh, what do you think of ghosts? To are you depressed? To what do you want to eat for lunch? To was he good?
It all comes
You
up.
know what I mean? Like it all comes
up.
up. Yes.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Big time.
Yes. Same. A million percent.
You're the only, what'd you say?
A million percent.
Oh, a million. I thought you said I'm the only person that does. I was like, no, we do too.
The only person in the world that believes in ghosts.
We do too.
I have a ghost in my parents' basement.
Please tell me what. What have you seen? What have you heard?
Okay, so it's not so much what I've seen. Like I have not seen the ghost.
Yeah.
But there's like stuff that always gets moved around in my parents' place. This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna tell the story really quick.
Please do.
I had a hat from college. I went to Syracuse University. It was like a Otto the Orange hat. And moving back to my parents after college, I lost it. I blamed my friend from college. I looked everywhere in my parents' house for years. And it was just a very special hat. I blamed my friend for stealing it. 3 years ago, I'm in the basement and the hat is on top of the laundry.
No.
I hadn't seen it in a decade. And obviously I'm telling you right now, it is one of the craziest stories. And I have the hat now. And my friend was like, yeah, I fucking told you. Like, I never had it.
And you're like, and I was never going to be your friend again. But now.
And so.
Question. Are you certain that she didn't see, because I really believe in ghosts, so I want to make sure this is true. Are you sure she didn't like bring it back and then be like, see, I told you I don't have your hat? I don't want to crush your dreams.
No,
I don't. Because I want it to be a ghost really bad.
It was a ghost because my friend had never been to that house. It was the ghost screwing around with me.
Yes.
But I'm happy that they finally give it back to me after a decade.
Good. I'm glad.
So anyway, sorry for that rant. I tell that story anytime I get the chance, clearly. But you both believe in ghosts.
Yep.
And you've been doing this podcast since 2022.
Yes.
Who is the worst guest you've had?
Who's the worst guest we've had?
Turn off the microphone. We'll tell you after.
Okay, I'll take that.
But we did. I will tell you this. We did have a ghost on one episode. Oh, yeah. So we had a medium come and Steve. Okay. We had a medium come and do like a clearing, and she's like, "There's a man named Steve here, and he's friendly." And yeah. Steve.
Was Steve cool? Were there?
So Steve was a lonely ghost. Okay.
That's sad.
They said he didn't live in my house, but he lived in the neighborhood. Okay. But he doesn't like to be alone, so he just hangs out in my house. Steve.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I was not too thrilled about it. I'm not going to lie. So I very nicely, I felt bad because he's a lonely ghost, you know? And I'm like, that must suck. Like, you've no one to hang out with. But I didn't feel great about it, so I asked him very nicely. I said, look, Steve, you have to leave. I felt bad doing it because I'm a people pleaser. I'm a ghost pleaser.
I'd feel bad doing that.
Right?
But is he gone?
I don't feel him anymore.
Okay.
Did you ever feel him?
Absolutely.
I never felt Steve. I didn't.
You didn't feel Steve?
I did not feel Steve. You did?
I mean, I just get creeped out so easily. Like, I'll run
fair.
from the kitchen to the bedroom in the middle of the night because I get scared.
That's fair.
I won't tell you who our worst guest was.
You know who it is off the top of your head?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask about it after.
However, I will tell you what makes a really good guest.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, it's someone that's willing to go a little bit deeper when probed. And most of our guests are willing to go there and go a little bit, because we like to have fun. We like to talk about ghost sex, all the great stuff. But we also want something like, the whole goal is like, we want you to come away with a laugh and an insight. We don't want you to waste an hour of your time.
That's a great goal.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we want you to like be like, oh, never thought of it that way, and I got to laugh. Like, that's a valuable hour,
Yeah.
right? So when a guest is unwilling to go to any other layer than the surface, it's just not as interesting to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense. Do you have a favorite guest? I'll throw you that one.
Favorite guest?
I will say we have one repeat guest.
Okay.
We have one guest that's repeated his third time now, and that's Bobby Lee.
Okay.
And we absolutely love and adore him. And then some of our best friends we've made now from doing the podcast, like, you know, Teresa and Sarah. Yeah, Teresa Palmer and Sarah Olson and Lucy Hale, too.
Yeah, we became good friends, but also we had Roy Choi, who's a chef, blew us away. His story was, it's always so cool to have all these people come on and you get to meet them and talk to them and you really get to know them. And we're often pleasantly surprised, you know?
That's awesome.
It's so cool.
What was your guys' story of deciding to make this podcast after so many years of friendship?
Oh, well, I talked shit on a different podcast, and the producer was like, you should have your own podcast because you talk shit about people. No.
That's perfect.
No, I didn't, not really, but kind of. I told a funny story. And I said, okay, great, but I can't do it without Olivia. So I was like, Lou, I call her Lou for short. That's her nickname. And I'm like, you have to do this with me or I can't do it. And she said, of course.
That's a great friend.
We often look at each other and go, how in the world did we do this? Like, who are we? What are we doing? And how did we create our lives so that we're always by each other's side?
Yeah, that's
Like,
the dream.
That's the dream.
Yeah, the dream is to work with your best friend.
Absolutely. Especially when you work well with, because that would be a real bummer if we decided to do this and then we're like,
And then you hated each other.
she's
from
a
it.
diva, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, it's a true test of friendship if you can work together smoothly,
Yeah,
seamlessly.
I can imagine.
And we do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about, Rachel, you talked about last year how
What?
you
I'm like,
lost
what now?
a job
Oh,
from talking
yeah.
very openly about sex,
Yes.
which I don't like.
You
what
know,
was that like?
Honestly, like, I just feel like, especially this day and age, for a woman to not be able to speak openly, honestly, about anything
Yeah.
is crazy. And it was a conversation and something was taken out of context. Sure, could I have used a different word that maybe would have felt more comfortable to some people or whatever? But, like, when you look at it and you listen to the whole thing, you're like, oh, they're girlfriends, like, joking around and talking about preferences. And it shouldn't have been as big of a deal as it was. And so I got really upset because, you know, especially now with the whole movement of, like, you know, women and the Me Too, like everything, and us all, I mean, we've always had a voice, but you know what I'm saying. So it was really hard for something like that to cost me a job when you're just speaking freely with friends. And honestly, what I said, see it now, it's like you're so, I know. She's like, don't say it again. But you do have to, you're a little filtered, and
Yeah.
I'm always very
You get a little
sensitive.
gun-shy.
Yeah, and conscious of what I say. But again, that's what we create, a safe space to talk about things. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of our podcast, you
I mean,
know?
the way I would have set something on fire if that had been my situation.
You know what the thing that bothers me the most about it is society and the world is totally fine with her being a sex symbol. Be sexy, look sexy, present sexy, but God forbid you say what you actually like.
Yeah, actually talk about sex. And
If
be
you
like,
talk about it, like, how dare you? But
Yeah.
but please be that for us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, I don't know, to that point, in protest of the world, we should just talk about sex for 5 minutes.
What's your favorite position?
With me, it's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
That
A
was
little
beautiful.
Jack Black.
I would say, I'll say it, I would say doggy is my
That's
favorite
your
position.
favorite?
Yeah.
Good. Everyone has a preference, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're like, are they going to be like, oh, you upset the dogs? Like,
Yeah. Don't let the dogs know that we call it doggy. They might
how
be
dare
mad.
you?
What
All the different animals, by the way, you could name that position. Sorry.
And you could name it by any animal. You call it the lioness position.
You're like, yeah, you could really just go wild.
Do you guys have like a number one ick, or like from your life?
We talk about icks all the
sex?
time.
I'm just laughing. We don't, whatever. Yes, we have icks, but it was really funny because our favorite thing is when a guy makes fun of us. Like, you have us at that. It's the opposite of ick. It's like a game on thing. Like if you tease and whatever. So we asked these guys the other day, we're like, what's your favorite ick? And Rachel, what's your ick? And Rachel was wearing a purple sweatsuit. And he just looked at her and he's like, purple jumpsuits.
What?
We're like, we love you now.
And you're like, little do you know, you just closed the deal.
Yeah. My biggest ick is a guy that doesn't have a sense of humor.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that's not. And I don't like guys who take themselves too seriously either. I mean, it's the same thing, I guess. Those go hand in hand. Yeah. That's just like, come on.
It's just like, what is your point?
You have to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yeah. And
right?
if you can't, then like you're already taking up so much space, and now you're just making it worse for everyone.
Right.
Oh, my worst. Actually, I would say, not having a sense of humor is a big one. I do have a problem with video gamers. Not a problem.
But you
love
don't want,
and respect everyone.
Yeah.
When a guy is just like, I'm gonna play Call of Duty for 6 hours with my friends, I'm like, just don't say it. Just don't literally tell me you're doing anything else.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think I can understand why. I've never been with a video gamer, but I feel my son is a video gamer now.
Okay.
And
I'm so sorry. I'm sure he's
Oh my God, he's 8. That's acceptable.
I'm like, ugh.
No, that's acceptable for an 8-year-old.
Yes, an 8-year-old can do whatever they want.
Yeah, so I think that it probably just does it feel a little stunted?
Maybe. Or just like, I don't know, you're just in your weird little world with your like headset, and it's dark, and you're just like shooting at these like animations on the screen. I don't know. But
or a guy who's too drunk, that's an ick. Like when they're just too wasted.
I feel like
You're like, I'm that guy.
I'm like,
I love it.
I feel like I've been that guy, and I've also been with plenty of those guys. I've just been like, we can get rid of all the weird run up to this. But I get that as an ick for sure.
Yeah. I don't like it when they don't put this toilet seat down.
Oh yeah, because that just feels.
It's just like
not thoughtful.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's something that bothers me.
It's also kind of gross.
It's just like, come on, put the seat down.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other plans with the podcast? Like, are you gonna make like just a movie
gonna make a
production
Broadway
company?
show?
A Broadway? Oh my God!
No.
I actually see you guys at a Broadway show, and
Well, we're gonna put it out there. We're all into manifesting. We want it, touring is fun. You know, we have lots of ideas, and also doing like an umbrella with different topics and people and genres. So we're just gonna take over the world.
that's perfect.
Yeah,
Is there a topic you guys haven't covered on the podcast yet that you keep being like, okay, we need to bring this up, like we need to address this finally?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think that there's one, I think we both love a true crime moment.
Okay.
So I do see us covering that at some point. But I feel like we've covered, we really try and leave no stone unturned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would be your dream guest, dead or alive?
Ooh, okay.
Larry David.
Okay.
That's good. Oh, that's such a hard question.
It can be two people if you need.
I kind of would want, I'm too analytical about it, but I feel like it would be such a flex to interview Oprah.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It would just be not only have you arrived, but you are now stepping in the shoes of someone great.
The ultimate interviewer wants you to interview
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally see that.
Do you feel that? Who's yours?
Who would mine be?
See? It's not easy.
It is. I'm sorry. It's not easy. I would say, oh my God, there's only one name coming to mind right now.
Olivia
and I don't
Allen.
know why. The only name I'm thinking of right now is Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. I don't know why.
Okay. I love it. Just like totally out of left field.
I love Jimmy Butler.
I feel like that can happen.
I'm barely even an NBA fan.
But you love him.
I love him.
I get it.
And he's the only name in my mind right now. And
because you came from Miami, so like maybe
I almost bought a Jimmy Butler jersey in Miami, so he's very top of mind. Jimmy Butler, if you want to talk to Jezebel, we're here.
It's happening. It's happening.
Oh, wow. Next time I ask someone that question, I'm going to make sure I have an answer.
I actually
ready.
love that answer, though. Yeah, I love it.
Well, thank you guys both so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Your podcast airs every
Monday.
Every Monday. Yes. Listen to Broad Ideas every Monday.
Yes, please.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.